It's recorded?
Yep.
Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're doing well. I can't really go outside right now because of the pandemic that's going on due to COVID-19. And because of that, I can't go out shooting. I'm limited to what I can do. But what I can do is do what everyone else did. And do a what's in my camera bag of 2020. And please, I need you guys to stay home as much as you can. Please stay away from large crowds and all that other stuff, okay? Let's start with the ginormous backpack that I have. It's the InCase Pro DSLR pack. The reason why I chose this backpack was because I had a really bad habit of trying to force myself to bring as much as I can with me, practically my whole closet. This backpack allowed me to do so. I really like the design of this backpack. I feel like InCase designed this backpack really well. The padding is super comfortable. It's just enough to where you don't feel like the straps are hurting your shoulders, and it protects your back really well from all the stuff that you carry inside your backpack. This is around 99 bucks online. You can find it on Adorama. That's where I got mine, and it's a 26-liter backpack, so you could fit so much inside it. I bring my whole closet. I don't know about you guys. So if you're like me and you want to bring as much as you can, this backpack will allow you to do so. I highly recommend it. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. Get this backpack now. All right, my sweater is riding up in my skin and my fat is showing. Let's talk about the cameras that I have. As you guys know, I shoot both digital and film. For digital, I used to have a Nikon D750 and a Nikon D5600. That was kind of too much equipment to carry for me, and both those cameras were gigantic cameras. So I needed to find a way to carry less and carry something lighter. I ended up trading in my D750 and a couple of lenses to upgrade to a Sony A7R Mark II. I believe for me it's an upgrade from the Nikon D750 and the D5600 because it allowed me to eliminate bringing two cameras with me and just condense it into one. It's a perfect hybrid for both videographers and photographers. The 42 megapixel, sensor, that's a lot. That's a big jump from a 24 megapixel camera. So it shoots 4K. The best part of it, it weighs 582 grams or 1.4 pounds without a lens, obviously. And it has IBIS, the internal body image stabilization. And obviously I'm recording on it right now, so I can't just pull it out of my bag. So I'll do what everyone else does and do the iPhone thing. And here it is. This is it. This is the beautiful A7R Mark II. All right. Before we continue, there's something that has been bugging me. What if paper gave us paper cuts because they were trying to have us feel what it was like when they were cut down as trees? That's something to think about, right? That's something to think about. Think about that. Now, for film, I used to shoot with the Minolta X700 until that took a crap on me. I bought two Minolta X700s and they both took a crap on me, so I was like, what the heck? So now my new daily is the beautiful Canon A1. This is a 35mm film camera and I use this wherever I go. This is my go-to film camera now. I have both the 50mm 1.4 and the 28mm 2.8 lenses with them. And they're extremely sharp glass. I love the way Canon designed this camera and their lenses. Best bang for your buck camera, especially with all the features that this thing has. I did a Canon A1 review and a quick guide if you guys wanted to check that out. You'll see a more detailed explanation of what I think about this camera in that video. And now, I recently just got started in medium format photography. I ended up getting the Zenza Bronica ETR-SI. It's an amazing camera so far. It's my first time using medium format and I absolutely fell in love with it right away. I love that this camera is pretty much interchangeable with everything. You could change the viewfinder. I have the prism viewfinder. It turns into a waist level viewfinder. I actually want to get that little gadget that turns it into an actual waist level viewfinder, if that makes sense. The thing that's cool about this is that the film backs are interchangeable. Right now I have the 120 format film back. You could also get a 220 or a 35 millimeter film back for these cameras. And if you haven't had a chance to start, using medium format yet, I would definitely start with the Zenza Bronica ETR-SI. It's an amazing camera. And yeah, get it. I love it. It's fantastic. Let's put it away. For my last camera that I carry around is the Olympus Stylus 105. Everyone needs a point and shoot. It's super handy. It's very convenient. It's for those on-the-go moments that you guys have if you don't have time to just set up your composition or whatever. I bring this wherever I go, especially if I'm going out with friends, going out to a restaurant, party, or on road trips. I just pull it out of my pocket and oh no, doesn't have battery. Oh, it opened for us, guys. It opened for us. All right, so this is what it is. The images that this camera produces are actually super sharp, and it obviously takes 35 millimeter film. All right, so those are my cameras. Okay, so now let's go with the lens that I have for the Sony. I have only 2 lenses, but the only 2 that I need, at least right now. The first lens I want to show you guys is the Sigma Art 35mm 1.4 lens. This is one of my favorite lenses I've ever owned. It's extremely sharp, and the 35mm is my favorite focal point. It's perfect for both portrait photography and landscape photography, so I highly recommend getting one of these if you own a Sony system, a Sony full frame system. It's very affordable compared to Sony glass. This, I think I purchased this for about $600, $700 on Adorama. So please look into getting this lens. It's a very good lens. I wouldn't ever give it away. The second lens that I have is my go-to everyday lens. It's the Tamron 28-75 2.8 Di3 RXD lens. That is the longest name for a lens ever. I think it might be my favorite lens. It's my go-to lens whenever I'm going out. I use it to film, I use it to shoot, I use it for practically everything. A bunch of people did reviews on this lens, and it's a super underrated lens. I highly recommend it. The best part is super affordable too. It does feel plasticky, but that doesn't bother me at all. I take really good care of my equipment. But yeah, those are the 2 lenses that I use. Super affordable lenses. Okay, now let's talk about the lens filters that I use. Oh, and the best thing about the 2 lenses that I have for this is that they both have the same screw mount. They're both a 67mm screw mount. So because of that, I didn't have to buy separate filters for each lens. I could just use the same filter, so that saved me a ton of money. My go-to lens filter that I use is the Tiffin Variable ND filter, and this filter saved my life a bunch of times, especially when I go out shooting in broad daylight. It's a really good filter. I recommend it. I have that, and I also have some generic filters that Adorama sent me with these cameras, plus a UV filter from Tiffin that I use. All right, so the microphone. I used to carry around this generic microphone with me. It's super tiny. But being a budget photographer and a videographer, this microphone actually did me justice. It did me really well. I forgot what brand this was, but it only cost me $40 on Amazon. It's this tiny thing right here. Now I have the Deity D3 Pro microphone. And I gotta tell you guys, that's one of my favorite microphones now because of how well the sound is. The quality is great. I'm using it right now. I don't have a little boom stick, a boom holder for it. So this is what the setup looks like right now. It's kind of funny. here it is. I'm using my Joby Gorilla Pod. I'm having it set up right here on top of my TV, and it works. I highly recommend it. Get this microphone. It's a really good quality mic. Yeah, the build quality is nice. Okay, so for the computer that I use the 2019 MacBook Pro, the 13-inch version. And I never used to be part of the Apple hype. I used to believe that PC was better at everything until I ended up getting this laptop. I finally gave in. And I actually use this for pretty much everything I do now. And if you guys don't have a MacBook Pro or a MacBook in general, I highly recommend them. They're super great, super reliable, and they feel like a brick. You could throw it out the window and it'll survive. All right, so now film. I'm a sole believer in Kodak film. I love their film very much. So right now I have their Portra 160 and I love the Ektar 100. Now that I showed you guys the film, let's talk about a few other accessories that I carry inside this bag. I have a little generic power brick inside here. I also have my external hard drive. This is a Lacy 1 terabyte hard drive. I use this for pretty much everything. I have all my photos and videos inside here. All my projects go inside here. I also carry an SD card reader because the MacBook that I have only has 4 USB Type-C slots. I just recently started doing this. Never did it before, but one of the most important accessories that you can carry inside your backpack is a Sharpie marker or a generic marker. Okay, so last but not least, I want to talk about one of my all-time favorite things I carry around on my bag is the Peak Design capture clip. This made my life so much easier. I can't emphasize that enough. Especially because I carry around 3 other cameras. I highly recommend getting one of these if you don't have one yet. It'll make your life that much more easier, especially when it comes to carrying around your equipment. And yeah, so that's it. That's all I carry around in my backpack. Again, I have the in-case Pro DSLR pack. If you're like me and you want to carry around your whole closet, get this bag. It's a really good bag. It's a nice color too. It smells good too.